Gone.
I was listening a little bit. Was that who was that
Those are all Torah infractions.
Exactly.
Every one of those is Torah infractions.
But here's the funny thing. Yeah, he even just came on here and he said that, yeah, we sin. You sin also. He
heard that.
don't understand.
Here's a bigger question. Who atones for his sins? He can't make a sacrifice. How does he atone for his sins right now?
I don't know. But
He's
apparently
like
King
nobody.
David died for him. I don't know.
King David's coming back for him. He's going to fulfill all the prophecies where it talks about the Davidic Messiah.
Yeah. Actually, no, he thinks the Messiah is Onias III, doesn't he? Or something like that.
Yeah. So I just happened to say, let me see what's going on over here. You know, with these Vice City guys. You know, I had beat up a couple. I don't know who I beat up. I don't know these guys' names. They don't say it on the screen, but I do know the names of who I beat up. I don't know if they are some of the guys, but I said, let me peek over here. And I just, like, they spoke about the channel, about they was over here watching me debate. You know what's funny? They watching me debate, but they don't pull up. They don't ask to, like, how I do them. I'd be like, yo, send a link. And I hop on there and you see this guy right here, DTX? You see this guy right here? He ain't, you see, he don't have his video. But when I pulled up on him, but guess what? I got my video. I got my copy. I got my copy of me beating up on DTX. Okay. And I got the whole thing. Nothing is missed. So I'll be re-airing that. And I'll be re-airing what I did to Vice City also. So hold on. Hold on. I was going to bed too. I said, let me just see what they got going on before I go to bed. And they had spoke about me, about them coming over here, watching me debate. Really? How come y'all didn't introduce yourself? How come you quietly watching? All right. Listen to this.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, and Daniel 9, he believes that that's Onias.
Yeah, and they can already
peddling that in 2024.
You said what?
Like people still believe in that in 2024.
I mean, he's the one that teaches that. Honestly, I've never heard anybody else teach that but him.
Well, no, I ran into a couple of people that actually have the whole like their breakdown of how they break it down historically and stuff like that. They rely upon where it says and 60, where it says 7 and 62.
I gotta get their names. So we got 34 minutes. Let me write that right here so I don't forget. So 34 minutes. I want to come back. 34 minutes. Okay. So
2 weeks.
I want to get their names so I can see which one of these guys I beat up.
For your doctor or for the exemption letter to 8A Audio by Bruh has no.
What? I said, may the Most High unalive her. What?
I mean, tell us how you really feel.
There's almost 100 people in here that did not hear those words.
Yeah. Tell us how much evil that you have in your eye towards other Israelites. You just please explain that to us, and let us know how that fits into keeping the laws, or if that actually breaks the law. See, you do need the fruits of the Spirit, brother. That's the problem. You don't have
3 in here,
and you keep these lost. You keep the fruits of the Spirit.
You don't want to hit the link, fam?
It's the lost statutes and commandments.
I dropped the link, fam. You don't want to hit the link, fam?
Once again, he's just a troll. His
they're all in here now.
His blasphemous video
now. No, Jeremy probably went and said something, because Jeremy didn't want to hit the link by himself. Right. So you know what I'm saying? He had to go call the homies, the big homies. He in the back.
Yeah, they really didn't say their names, but I'm gonna find out their names.
weeks. They separate the 62 weeks like Antiochus. It's not completely consecutive.
Hey yo, what are their names? What's this guy right here named with the blue hat, the dolphin hat? What's this guy right here on the right? What's his name? I could tell you if I spoke to either one of them.
And they also started around the time of Cyrus.
They have to.
Yep.
Yikes.
For it to even remotely make any sense.
Yeah.
Why they should take the easy route and just say the book of Daniel is, it's
Right. Oh,
Yeah,
praise
dude said that on Deacons Live a couple days ago. So
it's crazy out here, man.
it's beyond crazy.
Forward
it
and
feel like it, bro. It feel like it.
right.
Trying to get to it.
It's just madness.
We was gonna pull the video back up. If y'all want to stick around and help us break this video down before we get out of here.
Yeah, let's do it.
Come on.
I was listening a little bit. Was that who was that Napa on there?
Yeah, that was Nepal.
Oh shit. My son waking. That's why I was gonna go to bed. My son waking up. Hold on.
Oh yeah, man. Listen. She's a character.
I didn't know she still was around.
That sign at his wife's basically, or whatever you want to call it, But I was saying that to say because one of the brothers I know just debated her and somebody else on a virgin birth last night.
Mm.
They sent me the video.
Oh, I saw that in the chat, Con.
Yeah. So they sent me the video.
Oh,
her and somebody else on a virgin birth last night. They sent me the video.
Oh,
her and somebody else. One of the brothers I know just debated her and somebody else on a virgin birth last night. They sent me the video.
Oh, I saw that in the chat, Con.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. She was on that panel reading for the brother, and I was like, why? Like, because I don't even want to get into the history, but long story short, I was talking to her back in the day, and she brought that to my desk. I cut it on. She's bringing it out 4 years later. Whatever.
Sheesh.
It's crazy out here.
And to Katazap, Yahweh Shemesha Bargatha, what the water for your generous donation and keeping that $2 drive alive. The water.
Yeah,
Why'd you hop off the chat? Why'd you hop off the live? Why are you running now? You should go get your tracksuit, fam. All right, but let's go ahead and continue with the video so we can get out of here, Lord.
Fuck you and your motherfucking kids, bitch. How about that? Feels like you.
I'm gonna share.
Nobody knows who this is.
Hold on.
But you know what? Hey, tomato can. I'm gonna make a video. Show me Jesus Christ in the Torah.
No.
Hold on. Matter of fact, hold on, sir. I got you.
Man in the Torah.
Fam, I got you, fam. Fam, I got you. Sir, listen.
No, wait. You don't you believe that you have to go through Jesus to get to the Father?
Did we have to go to the high priest to get to the Father?
Oh my gosh, a question with a question.
No.
Yes or no?
It answers itself.
It said keep the Torah. It said keep the Torah.
That's hypocrisy, bro.
Wow.
What?
Wow.
So
Wait, do you pray? Do you pray to the high priest?
No, I don't pray to the high priest.
So what are you talking about?
So when people went to inquire of God, who did they go to?
Oh, they would pray.
No.
Yeah.
You're a liar.
You're a liar. This is
You're a
crazy.
liar.
He just said you should not cause. I'll just stop right there. That's it. Wait a minute.
What does 1 Kings 8 say? What does 1 Kings 8 say?
And then
Got it up. I just got to choose the right tab. All right. To work right now. Share
Paul,
screen.
baby, I need you to send me that link, baby. Send me
Okay,
that
so
link,
here.
baby. Come on now,
All right.
Paul. I need the link right away. Come on, baby. Send that link.
So is my screen sharing?
Yes, your screen is sharing.
You see that title, right? It says Hassad Receipts. Watch this.
Yes.
Only let Deacon is down, outside is down. Who are you, bro? You no one's ever heard of you doing anything to anybody from Sicarii ever in life. It's not a real thing, bro. Okay, so I'm the footage. Okay, so I'm the footage.
Joseph does not beget anybody in the older Greek text. It's older than the Syriac.
Okay, let's look at the text and let's look at the Greek. Matthew 1:16. And Jacob begot Joseph, the husband of Mary, of whom was born Christ. Let's take a look at the Greek word for born. Ganeo. What does ganeo mean? Of men who fathered children. So it does say that.
Now,
It does say Joseph was the father of Jesus. What does it mean to father a child? You have sex with a woman and make a baby.
are you sure?
Yeah, because that same Greek word is used in Matthew 1:15. And Eliud begat Eleazar, and Eleazar begat. Same word.
No, it's not the same word. So
It is.
when I looked at it,
No. It is Strong's G 1080. It's the exact same word.
No, look, I got you. It's the same root word. It's not the same inflected word.
No, it's the same exact word, brother. Strong's G 1080.
All right, so do me a favor. So look up to the actual Greek text, right, in that translation. So you're going to see Texas Receptors, and you're going to see the Greek word, and you're not going to see Ganao in the scriptures at all, because Ganao cannot be in the scriptures. Ganao is a first person verb. So it's like Spanish. I study Spanish. It's hablo is first person. That means me. I speak. But if I want to say you speak, I would say hablas, right? But if I want to say somebody else outside of it speak singular, I would say habla. Okay, so habla would be third person, hablo would be first person, hablas would be second person. So ganao is first person. So we know that can't be in the Bible because that's Matthew's actually begetting somebody. So if you look in the Greek, the word is actually eganesin. So and that means and the e before the g just means past tense. So that's why I say ganao would say I did this present tense. It's a present verb. It has to be past tense. Oh, so that's why the e is there. The e represents past tense.
It's the same as when it says Eliud begat Eleazar. What's the Greek word for begat right there?
Eganesin.
Okay. When it says in Matthew 1:16, of whom was born Jesus, what's the Greek word for born right there?
Eganethe.
Is it the same word?
No.
No? Okay. What's the difference between the first one and the second one?
So if you was to see eganethe and everywhere it's using the New Testament, it's always a woman giving birth. If you look at begot, that's going to the father.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. That's a fair point. I can definitely look into that. That's a fair point.
All right. Going to the father.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. That's a fair point. I can definitely look into that. That's a fair point.
All right, that's a fair point. That's a body. Okay. That's called a body. It's not a fair point, it's a body. So he was the one that took it to the Greek and didn't know what the hell he was looking at. So I had to educate my boy. So that's Hassad. All right. So we got time for Deacon. All right.
Yes,
All right, last one. So this is an education class here. 3 minutes for this one, And that's it. So this is a little preview what I'm doing to the captain. So captain, you got time to hey Cap, you got time to, to turn around and actually join me. All right. So side last one. So I said I'd destroy his two top men. Here we go.
If you would have did that, I would have heard about it.
Okay, so on the footage. Okay, so on the footage. All right, so let me just say this.
Teach you, but you're rejecting
No. The homework I
promise to let you go to Matthew
assignment.
1. I'm gonna let you so I can be a man of my word.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you make your point. Land your plane in Matthew 1 so I can end the show. I'm trying to have some integrity.
So when you go to verse 16, right? When you go to verse 16, I think people miss this.
Mm-hmm.
And Jacob begot Joseph. Okay, Jacob begot Joseph. Like you said, the begot there is ganawel. It's in the active sense. That means the subject is the doer of the action. Joseph is the direct object of the action. And then it says Joseph, who is he? He's the husband of Mary. So he's the son of Jacob. He's the husband of Mary. And then it says Mary, of whom.
Wait, real quick. Yes. So are you insinuating that he's never called the father?
He's called the father because there's no word for stepfather. So yes, he'll be called father. Just like if had lived, well, is called the father of Zara. Is he? No, he had no seed in Zara, but he's called the father because that's someone's.
Why would he be? Why would he need to be called stepfather? Why would he need to be called stepfather? A stepfather is somebody who marries a woman who has prior kids.
All right, so
that wouldn't apply to Joseph.
Wait. So again, when got killed, Judas went and Tamar. That first son was dedicated to as his son. So he would be the stepfather. He wouldn't be the actual father.
Okay.
Okay.
How would that apply to Mary, who had no kids at the time?
Well, it's telling you right here. It says, so Jacob begot Joseph. Who's Joseph? He's the son of Jacob, and he's also the husband of Mary. And then we got Mary, of whom was born Jesus. Now that was born is also denial, but in the passive sense. So that means that somebody's going to be a recipient of that action. So obviously Jesus, he was the only one born. So Jesus is the recipient of the action, was born. So we got Mary, of whom was born Jesus, who is called the Christ. So everybody begot here, literally, except for Joseph. And I was saying about John 3:16, it says God only begotten son. So we see the word God begot and son there too. And son would be Jesus. So everybody literally begot somebody. God begot somebody, Mary begot somebody, Jacob, everybody but Joseph. Joseph begot nobody.
Okay. So why didn't it put begat here? Why did it put born here?
Because it's in the active sense, but it can literally be translated as begot though.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do you know King James was a Methodist Christian?
This is called but hold on. But okay, so he tried to go to this spill about King James character, Presbyterian, Methodist, Christian. I stopped him immediately. Women can.
Do you know King James was a Methodist Christian?
This is called but hold on. But women can also be gay.
Let me give it back to you. But do you know every translation by definition is interpretation, which is why King James did not want to put begat there. He put born there because he believed in the virgin birth. He let the doctrine dictate the transcript, not the transcript dictate.
What the hell is that? Transcript dictate the doctrine. What the hell is he talking about? The hell is he talking about? Transcript dictate the doctrine. What the hell is this, man? I go back. Bro, we having a debate about Dan Burdenberg. Not no King James conspiracy.
The doctrine. That's why when you look in the Codex Sinaiticus in the Texas interpretation, which is why King James did not want to put begat there. He put born there because he believed in the virgin birth. He let the doctrine dictate the transcript, not the transcript dictate the doctrine. That's why when you look in the Codex Sinaiticus and the Textus Receptus, you see the Greek word ganeo here and ganeo here. But King James decided to translate it into English as born because he's influenced by Christianity. And this is why you have to know the ancient manuscripts, brother.
King James didn't put anything. He had scholars put it together for him.
I'm sorry. Yeah, Salakia. Yeah, the scholars that he commissioned. You're right.
So I called his bluff on the King James conspiracy. These guys just say anything and hope you don't know.
So you have to know the ancient manuscripts, brother, as born because he's influenced by Christianity. And this is why you have to know the ancient manuscripts, brother.
King James, as though he knows the ancient manuscript. Like, these guys are terrible, man. Deacon, you know the ancient manuscript, dude? Stop it. He didn't put anything. He had scholars.
Here, the transcript, not the transcript. It was a Methodist Christian.
This is called but hold on. But women can also be gay.
Let me give it back to you. But do you know every translation by definition is interpretation, which is why King James did not want to put begat there. He put born there because he believed in the virgin birth. He let the doctrine dictate the transcript, not the transcript dictate the doctrine. That's why
the doctrine. So King James let the doctrine dictate the transcript, not the transcript dictate the doctrine. Okay. I mean, I guess that sounds smart in Sicarii varsity.
Why when you look in the Codex Sinaiticus and the Textus Receptus, you see the Greek word ganeo here and ganeo here. But
now, Deacon, I just explained to us the word ganao. You could say ganeo, I guess, but the word ganao is not in the Greek at all. It's in no text. Ganao is not in any text. No Greek text, dude. Okay.
King James decided to translate it into English as born because he's influenced by Christianity. And this is why you have to know the ancient manuscripts, brother.
King James didn't put anything. He had scholars put it together for him.
I'm sorry. Yeah, Salakia. Yeah, the scholars that he commissioned. You're right.
So that's listen, talk both of those boys. And Captain is next.
All right. Thank you, brother. Thank you.
So Thank you.
Y'all heard it. And thank you, Unbiased Sports. We got you coming up. I think Captain told me next month is y'all debate. So get prepared. I think Captain told me next month is y'all debate. So get prepared. Next month, you want to do it in the month of Black History Month.
When you said get prepared, so there's nothing I gotta do for these guys. Like maybe get prepared, like maybe get sleep. Maybe make sure my background is quiet. That's about it. But doctrine wise, there's nothing I gotta, prepare for. These guys. Now, I really want these big mouths. Captain want to talk about prophecy. So I'd rather debate him on prophecy, but I cannot do prophecy without fulfillment because people want to know if a virgin birth happened or not. So this is what I want to do. I want to debate, let's say, Deacon, because he's supposed to be a scholar. I want to debate Deacon on the virgin birth. Then I want to debate Captain on Captain's title, because his is like a little different. It ain't the virgin birth, it's a little different. I think he says Joseph, the biological father through prophecy. So that's Captain's title. So I want to debate him on that, and I want to debate Deacon, because I think Cap is running. He's trying to get away from the virgin birth debate. I think he heard enough what I did to everybody. He's like, hell no, I want none of that. let me focus on something else. So he thinks that the prophecy way helps him out. It really doesn't. So I'm going to do him just as bad on a prophecy debate that I would the virgin birth debate. But there's no way I'm gonna take a debate over the virgin birth debate. That has to be done first. Okay, so whether it's with Captain, whether it's with other guys, that debate gotta happen first. All right. So once I establish the virgin birth is true, then I can debate any side topic they want to talk about in regards to the virgin birth. So, all right, but that has to be first. All right. So I just wanted to show on a major platform that I school these Sicarii guys. They're top researchers that learn from the varsity that they got how to defend the gospel, and they didn't do a good job. You got both of them asking me questions about we're debating, and you got Hassad asking me, "Is it the same word?" What? That's when I knew. Oh, no. Oh my God, these guys not on my level at all. They're not on my level at all. The best they can do is sneak watch. That's the best they can do is sneak watch. All right, so yeah, so let me play, in case you guys missed it, let me play the part where they're watching but acting like they're not. So let me go back. Where am I? I was actually going to bed. I was actually going to bed until I heard this right here. Let me tell you what I heard while I was going to bed. I remember the 35. This is what I heard as I was going to bed.
To the best of our ability, that the Most High God Yahweh has blessed us with. Thank you so much.
All right. Oh yeah. Okay, now I remember this guy. Okay, I remember this guy now. This guy right here, he ran like hell. He hopped on. He heard me say a little bit in Matthews, and this guy right here, he ran like hell. I gotta go. I'll come back later though. And then he tried to say, hey, why don't you come to ours? I was like, yo, how do you go from I gotta go, I'll come back later to come to ours? Like, nah, fulfill the first part. Come back later. Let's have a discussion, and then we go to yours. All right. So anyway, I was going to bed till I heard this right here.
Oh. That's Signet's wife's basically, or whatever you want to call it, you know. But I was saying that to say because one of the brothers I know just debated her and somebody else on the virgin birth last night.
So brother he know debated her and somebody else on a debate last night, right? Somebody else, right? Okay.
Mm.
Send me the video.
Oh, I saw that in the chat, Con.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. She was on that panel reading for the brother, and I was like, why? Like, because
why? To kick you guys' asses over and over and over. That's why. That's why I have so many videos on you guys. More than what you guys can believe. Like I damn near kicked the whole camp. Like I don't know how many members are in the camp, but the number of Sicariites I didn't beat up, it probably was a camp and a half, maybe 2 camps. I didn't actually destroy it, wiped out. 2 camps, got to be 2 campsites. I had to take out single handedly. All right, just by myself. That's not even including LJ and Meech, everybody who hopped on. That's probably 3 camps. You consider their participation. Okay, so anyway, let's see.
And Dion, let's pick up where we left off with the.
Oh, there's one law or Torah.
We're not supposed to oppress strangers. What is usury?
So I want to clear something up because y'all throwing these accusations at me, especially in the chat. Y'all throwing these accusations at me, all that stuff. Y'all better watch yourselves, man, because like they do with us as a nation. No, hold, bro.
Yeah, I wonder if they would have let me on.
Bro, I'm explaining myself.
Read it, okay? Let's just read it, fam. It's all good. We don't have to. But they did not have the. It says that they proclaim.
What about tributaries?
And every time they come over to talk to me and they bring up Blue Letter, like I did Hassad and Deacon, I always end up teaching you guys how to use Blue Letter the right way.
Well, could you show a Bible verse or something substantiating that?
About getting shot down and gunned down and all that stuff.
I
Man, you
didn't kick y'all off. When you told us to be quiet, we were quiet.
Every single time his name is mentioned in the Bible, it always mentions him being an Edomite.
Nigga, you fake and you phony. Your mama fake.
Well, he just said, I'm not a Hebrew Israelite. I'm an Israelite.
Damn head Archo. What you say, son?
My thing in your mouth.
Putting out material at first. He might have to work at some fucking
Sicarii DTX. Gotta check them both out. And once again, a special shout out to Princess Melina in the chat.
All right, so let's look at Sicarii DTX. Let's see how well they did with the virgin birth. When I called up in their show and he stopped the live. Yeah, I ain't gonna play the whole thing, but I'll probably do it tomorrow. Where he said, I stopped the live. Now I'm recording. I said, yeah, you can tell your chat. He said, no, we're not live. So now I'm like, well, luckily I am live because I don't talk without something being recorded. Like I don't do private talks with you guys because you're liars. And as you can see, you hide the footage. So I don't do private talks with any of you. All right. It's always going to be recorded live or recorded so the public can hear it. But I certainly don't do private lives. Private conversations. I don't do private conversations where we're talking for no reason. You know, it's funny when Hassad called me. I was supposed to talk to Deacon, but Hassad called me back. Who are you? And then he knew who I was magically. And you're a liar. All this crazy. You're a liar. You said you cooked me. I just played it just now. So I know TV. I did cook you. Okay, I taught you Greek. You didn't know it. You're asking me questions like a little student. All right. So I took control of the conversation. So remember, Matthew 1:16, you're supposed to show that Joseph is the biological father, but you conceded. You said I was right. So that means I won Matthew 1:16, and you got to show somewhere else where Joseph is the biological father. But the problem is, there's nowhere else that hold more weight than a genealogy of Jesus and Joseph, right? There have to be a connection between those two. All right, so that's your problem. Hold on a second. Okay, I'm back. Let me do this. Let me do this. Sure. Everything is on. Oh, let me show this idiot first. Apologize, Quan. Okay. Let me share here. Okay. So when this is part of this is me. This is apologize, Quan. So when he was doing his presentation with all these slides, he went here and he was reading the 666, some conspiracy theory bullshit. And what he did was he tried to make the Greek spelling of Jesus, because it's always lowercase, or up the first letters capitalized, rest are lowercase. You'll see that in modern Greek a lot. So he tried to do is he tried to make it uppercase because his dumbass can't read Greek. So he thinks he's looking at an N. We got an N here. He thinks he's looking at an OO. That's why he got an OO there. And he thinks he's looking at a US. So he just capitalized it. So when he tried to pronounce this, Iasus, Iasus, I'm like, dude, you're not even pronouncing what you got written there. Wouldn't this be Enus, Enus, or Enuus, Enuus? Why are you saying Iasus? Where's the extra S and why are you omitting the N? Is the N silent? So this is how it's correctly spelled. All right, so that's just for him. That was weird. All right. All right, cool. All right, so let me do this. Let me go back and forth like a Leah. Damn. Let me try to see what's the date. Okay. I'm gonna do a little cheat secret code. I was going to bed until I'm back wide awoke.
You'll read something in the Old Testament.
So he pulled it down. He pulled it down. But if you look right here, I got it. So this is the StreamYard. I'm backstage. DTX. His name Yada, some weird ass name.
If it's convenient for you. Well, if it's convenient, if it's some in Proverbs or Psalms where it tells you, I'm gonna be protected.
He's gonna realize that I'm in it back in a second.
That's the New Testament. The New Testament says everybody. I went in. Anybody looking at verse 6. He that saith ethnocentric. Let's look into it. Let's see. We've changed the gospel because.
All right. Okay, so I think he's gonna realize I'm in the back right about.
Right. The gospel is in the Old Testament. It's promised before the so-called New Testament, before the Gospels, like they say Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, Paul's epistles, Acts, the general epistles, Revelations. It was prophesied before that. So when you look at where it was prophesied at, it's always been ethnocentric.
All right, so you got
what's good, like man? Based ethnocentric, I mean based off an yeah, I hear you. What's good?
Big Yachty. All right, Yachty. Gotta make you a public example, my boy. All right, just give me a second. Okay. So that was. It was all right. Okay, here we are. What date was that? 2022. Okay, cool. All right. Oh, wait. Why is it? Oh, I'm on the wrong. Man, I'm looking through my uploaded videos. I gotta look through my live videos. Okay. This was definitely a long time ago. And if you go to his video, it's not even there. Like he made it private, whatever. But yeah, he pulled that thing down. He was thinking like, it doesn't matter. That nobody. I'm never gonna have to look at this. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna be held accountable for this. Who is that guy? He'll never be able to bring that back on a big screen and expose me. Okay. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, let me just do this real quick. Okay. All right. Now. Now let's see. Let's see. My boy thought he'll never see this again.
What's up, man? What's this talk about? You talking about immaculate conception?
I hear some teaching that you're going over, and it seems like we might disagree. So I wanted to know what else we would disagree on. And I threw out the Trinity. I threw out the Immaculate Conception. So what are your thoughts on the Immaculate Conception?
I believe that's a made up phony theology.
But it's in Matthew chapter 1.
I don't believe that.
Okay, so who would you believe that the father of Jesus is?
Joseph.
Now, are you saying
just reading it from Matthew 1:1 all the way to the end of that chapter? The only reason people believe that there's an immaculate conception is because Christianity told you so, not because it's in the text.
so? Now, when you say Joseph, is that more like a stepfather, or you mean like the literal biological?
I mean, that's his literal father.
Oh no. The Bible doesn't teach that. No way.
Okay, let's go through this real fast. I got Matthew on the screen. Now, do you agree with Matthew 1 verse 1? It says this, the book of the generation of Jesus Christ, the son of David, the son of Abraham. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I look at that as, because we know David's not his biological father, and we know Abraham's not his biological father. So we see that as like a spiritual type of son.
Why would you think that's what about the word generation there in the Greek?
What does it say?
Where you see right here, it says it's Genesis. It means like source, origin, a book of one's lineage in which his history, his ancestry, and progeny is enumerated. So that's actual fathers, like how you see in Chronicles, First Chronicles, First Kings, basically names numerated.
Yeah, I know. I understand what you're asking me. I agree.
Well, I mean, you can't agree with that though. If you hold to the ideology of an immaculate conception, you can't agree with that, because the reason why I would say something like that, like how you said before.
I love when I build their confidence up. I love when they're all in, because he's trying to fill me out. He got his little toes in the pool. He's trying to fill me out. You know, he's switching his fingers through to make sure the pool is nice and warm. You don't want to hop in when it's freezing cold. And I'm saying the right things to make him jump all the way in. So now he like, hey man, this water good. I'm about to hop in. He's about to jump he's about to cannonball in there in that pool. And I said the right things to give him false sense of security, false sense of confidence. And he like, oh, you can't agree to that. So I'm like, dude, I know exactly what the hell I'm doing. You don't know what you're reading. Okay.
Or about like son of David, the son of Abraham, you think that's a spiritual thing. That's a literal thing. Because when you read starting at verse 2, it says that Abraham, literally the first name, Abraham begot Isaac, Isaac begot Jacob. That's a whole bunch of names being enumerated, like a physical people. So this isn't that's not a spiritual lineage.
Okay, right, because now it's becoming more exact. But when it says that he's the son of Abraham and the son of David, that's spiritual. That's not his father's, but that's more of a spiritual sense. But yeah, when you get there,
no, he descends from those. Right. Like if, I'm saying, like, wait, hold on, let me elaborate, right? Because I don't think you caught the point that I tried to make. I think it flew over your head. Okay. When I said the point,
and I could, when he started talking like that, I'm like, I'm about to do you dirty. My man said, you didn't catch it. I think it flew over your head. Oh, you're deep, huh? Okay. All right. So now he's all the way in the pool, and he swam all the way down where he can't be in any trouble because it's sure it's too far, right, for trouble. Right. So now he's like way out there, and I'm the crocodile, like, got him. So watch this. It flew over my head. Okay.
About the word Genesis there, which is translated in English generation, that means somebody's actual physical lineage enumerated. And then if you want to give the breakdown of saying that's spiritual, the context would have to match that. Right. And the context will lean more to my breakdown because it starts naming actual physical names. He's a physical, through Joseph, he's a physical descendant of Abraham, physical descendant of Isaac, Jacob, David, all the way down into his father.
Now, so we're live here. I just want to see what point did it stop saying live. We're live. Okay, so look, all right, so I'm gonna go back. So I'm at 6:30, 6:36. I'm gonna go back. I want to see when he stopped going live. So we're live now. We're an hour and 40 minutes in.
I keep shucking and jiving on Matthew 1 and what you think Luke chapter 2 says. What your breakdown of those is irrelevant until you can prove Mary's lineage.
Okay, my brother, I think I proved it, but what you're looking for,
brother, proof. What you gave is proof. What you gave is not proof, brother.
So what you're looking for, be honest, you're looking for me to read it word for word, correct?
No, I want you to show me. It can either be word for word, or you can give me a lineage that's not problematic. Because whatever they got in Luke chapter 2 or 3,
so
that lineage.
Live. Well, so it was live. He probably just made it private. I got it because I'm seeing the live button all the way down. He just made it private. This video, you're not gonna find this video on this channel.
David, all the way down into his father. That's why it goes all the way down into his father in verse 16.
All right, well, hold on. So read verse 2 then.
It says Abraham begat Isaac, and Isaac begat Jacob, and Jacob begat Judas and his brethren.
Okay, so why was Isaac's name repeated twice and Jacob's name repeated twice? Do you know?
Go ahead and elaborate.
All right, so I got him quiet. So I gave him a false sense of security, a false sense of confidence, just to take it from him. Act like I'm gullible, I'm just freestyling, I'm unprepared, I'm nervous. And then once he started getting comfortable talking to me, bam, here we go. And now I'm taking control of the conversation, and I'm taking his confidence away from him little by little.
Avoid confusion. Otherwise, we'll think Abraham begot Isaac, Jacob, and Judas. So it has to say Abraham begot Isaac, and then the last name, we got to repeat that for the next person. So that's just to avoid confusion. Right?
I don't agree with that.
Okay, so
I don't agree with that.
So
now you don't agree with it because it flew over your head. Okay, so let's go here. Okay, so let me explain to you guys what I was saying. Okay, it says Abraham begot Isaac. In other words, a simple way to put it is that Isaac is not the subject. He's the indirect object. So for him to be the subject, he got to lead off. So that's why he has to be mentioned twice. That's all I was trying to say. Where he's a direct object, and for him to be a subject, he has to lead off and initiate the action. So here we go. Isaac, and then Isaac is now his begetting. That's why I gotta be there twice. Isaac has to be a subject initiating the verb begot, or he's not a father here. Okay, that's all I was trying to explain to the brother.
Let's take off Isaac name twice. If it says Abraham begot Isaac, begot Jacob, begot Judas, wouldn't that come off as these are all Abraham's biological kids?
No, he's saying that because it says.
Okay, so you see he's clearly messed up, but so he's off his game, but he's going to convince you guys that I'm the one who can't receive this deep understanding. Dude, I'm saying some simple stuff, and that rattled you. My confidence was so high at this point. I'm like, cause I expected some type of a challenge, some type of a fight. But when he started like letting go of the steering wheel, letting me grab it, I'm like, oh, I got this guy. Like, move over, get in the back seat. Matter of fact, get in the trunk. Matter of fact, get in the car seat. Let me drive.
Abraham, this man, was a father of this man, and then this man is a father of this man. It's following that all the way down. And this isn't, and the thing is with Christians, hold it real fast. The thing is with Christians, they'll take Matthew 1, where it talks about the generations, like from verse 1 all the way to 16, and make it be different than the way fathers are enumerated throughout the rest of the Bible. Like how you have.
You actually agree with me just now.
So what?
It said Abraham begot Isaac, and then it used Isaac's name to say Isaac only begot Jacob. Because again, if you just say Abraham begot Isaac, begot Jacob, begot Judas, one can mistake that to mean that Abraham is begetting all these kids. So the last name is repeated twice to let you know that Abraham begot Isaac, and from Isaac we get Jacob, and from Jacob we get Judas, right? So when you read
and that's
that.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
When you read verse 3.
Go ahead.
Verse 3. What does that say right there?
And Judas begat Phares.
And who else?
And Zara and Thamar.
Okay. Yeah, he doesn't even want to read. I wish I could see his. If you go, you can't see his screen, like from his vantage point. So I wish he was not a coward and made it public, so you could have seen a bigger view of him. He was just smiling to start off, and that smile was leaving him minute by minute. He didn't want to read the passage.
Well, I say right there.
And Judas begat Phares.
And who else?
And Zara and Thamar.
Okay, well, he didn't beget Tamar, right? Because that's his wife.
I mean, of Thamar, yeah.
Right.
They just saying of.
Oh, gotcha. Now he's in the worst position because he's making little minor mistakes, and these are small mistakes, but they're adding up, and he's losing confidence. So he got to like sell himself back to his audience. He got because trust me, they're seeing like his demeanor, his body action, everything is like they could sense he's not as confident as he was when he was telling me to click the link.
Of this woman.
Okay, and then who did Phares beget? It says right there in verse 3.
Well, I'm looking on StreamYard. Let me go back to Blue Letter. Okay, where are we at?
Verse 3.
You looking on StreamYard? What are you looking for? You looking for the chat? See how they roasting you? Seeing they like, yo, man, what's up? Be yourself, man. Have some cojones. Go ahead and talk to this man like a man. You're talking like you're a student now. Like he's the teacher of Sicarii Varsity. Yeah, y'all didn't know. Oh yeah, he didn't tell you this, did he? He didn't tell you he got spanked by Unbiased Sports. He hid the video of his channel. He didn't tell you. Okay, this is a real debate. He dropped the link on his live like Deacon did. Y'all so proud, but you got a low-key scholar like myself clicking that link and just having fun with you guys, man. Easy work.
And who did Phares beget?
Okay,
so let me ask you this. If you're saying that this chronological order makes sense, if Zara was Judas' oldest son, why is it continuing through Phares and not Zara?
Because it's following the line of descendancy all the way up until Joseph.
Can I tell you why?
Wrong answer.
I just told you why.
Okay.
You can tell me why you think it's something different.
Tell me why. You could tell why you think is another way. Okay.
Understanding?
Go ahead.
Okay,
Go ahead.
because we know Judah's first son was and he did evil in the sight of the Lord and was killed. So him and Tamar, he took her. Judas gave Tamar to wife, and they had no kids. And he died. He got killed by the Lord before he had any kids. And Mosaic law is, if a man doesn't have any kids with his wife, then the next brother has to bring him seed.
I promise you right now, he's like, oh yeah, you're right. But where you going with this? I promise you that's how he's thinking.
Okay, so now we know Onan was also killed because he spilled the seed on the ground. He didn't want to give seed to his brother because he knew it would not be accounted for his. And then the youngest brother, I think his name is Shalom, Judas did not want to give her to Shalom because he thought that.
So hold up, brother. Let's do this. Let's make it simple. I don't want to split hairs with the names all the way here.
Look, this is important for the seed thing. So to sum it up, the Jewish law.
Yeah, see, look, they don't like not being in control, and they don't like not knowing something because they see that's why you got to have a humble approach when you're speaking into your audience, right? So when I talk over here, I'm not somebody who claim I know it all. I'm claiming that I know what I know. All right. So I'm saying, like, when I talk about like a topic in the Bible, I know what I know. All right. Do I know everything in the Bible? No. Do I know every story? No. But I know what I know. I know what I talk about. I'm confident what I talk about.
Is that if your brother does not have a kid, you gotta give one up for him. So Zara is the firstborn of Judas. So Zara is from Judas' seed, but Zara is donated to his brother, even though that's not his seed, and that's accounted for child without the seed. That's his child. That's not Judas' child, even though his seed is in Zara. So now the second born would be Judas. That's Mosaic law. The first child is not yours if your brother had a wife and no kids.
So notice how I don't do what these guys do. I don't ramble. I make my point. I be quiet. I'm waiting for a challenge.
Okay. I'm not agreeing with that. I'm not agreeing or disagreeing with that answer. Jesus, I'm just let you.
Yeah, because you don't know the story. I get it. Okay, be quiet and let the teacher finish.
Let you go. What you're gonna go? I don't want to. Like I said, like I was going to say before you went back into this. I'm not gonna press this. I'm not gonna split hairs about the descendancy right here. The point I'm trying to make is hold on. The point I'm trying to make right here is these are physical. This is physical lineage.
That's very
and
true.
It makes zero sense. It makes zero sense to have a whole. It makes zero sense to start at verse 2, where it talks about naming names from Abraham all the way until Joseph, to say none of that matters. He doesn't physically descend from any of these people.
Brother, that makes zero sense if you go to Sicarii varsity. Okay.
People, it's all spiritual. That's the point I'm trying to make. Like to the whole thing splitting hairs with the name. I could care less about.
No. It's not about that. It's about that Zara is donated to as his kid, and that's spiritual because there's no physical seed there, and that's Mosaic law throughout the Bible. So anyway, when you go to Tamar, she's a woman, right, and she's in his lineage. So it says, and Judas begot Phares and Zara, and Phares and Zara is of their mother Tamar. So it's telling you that the father begets the kids, and the kids are of their mother. So when you go to verse, can you read verse 5?
Yo, believe me, these guys don't study this lineage. They might read verse 1, they'll read verse 16, they might read verse 17, and then they'll go to 18, 19, those verses. They have never studied the verses from 3 down to 15. So that's why he feels like his confidence is falling, that he's reading those in between verses, and I'm actually going over them. I'm not just reading them, letting it go. I'm actually going into the verses that we're reading, and that's making him and all of them be insecure, all of them.
So here it says, and Simon begot Booz, and who is Booz of? Of his mom, Rachel.
Oh wait, no, I get the point you're trying to make. You're trying to say all those are spiritual when it's talking about like when it says of these women.
Nah, that's the.
Shut up and let me finish like a good student.
The physical mom.
Okay. No, I mean like you're talking about the spiritual thing, the spiritual aspect. You were trying to prove off of the first one, like on verse 2.
No, that's only what that one. So it's only what Judas and Tamar. That's the only case of spiritualness. Everything else is what you said. I agree with you. Everything else is physical. So I'm just pointing out the language, like the dad begets, and when it talks about the son of the dad, right, in relation to the mom, it's going to say of. So it's going to be dad begets, and the son is of their mom. So if you read verse 5, it's going to say Booz is of Rechab, and Obed is of Ruth. So it's going to keep, and then it says Solomon is of his mom Bathsheba. So the language in his genealogy is the dad begets, and when it mentions the son's mom, he's always born of her. So they're born of their mother, but their dad begot them. So like that's the actual language in his genealogy.
I mean, that's so you're gonna try to do that. So when we get to verse 16, now Joseph isn't the father.
So let's go to first.
That's what you're trying to do.
But that's not what I'm trying to do. That's what the all.
No, bro. I was waiting for you to get. I was waiting for you to land there because I know.
Are you sure you're waiting for me to land there? When I go there with all of you, all the one Westerners, you guys died there. None of you survived Matthew's 1:16. And now, when I bring you guys to Luke, which I used to skip Luke, but now I mean, at one point I went there, and then I go to Matthew, but then I just do Matthew, and I just didn't even do Luke at all. But now I do Luke, and you guys don't even make it to Matthew. I start you from Luke, and you be done. We don't even get to Matthew. You'll be done in Luke. So you guys want to run from Luke. When I get you guys in Luke, when I bury you guys in Luke, you guys run to Matthew. It's like, wait a minute, that's like running from a lion and going into the arms of a bear. Like, dude, this is not better for you. Okay, so he was itching to get to verse 16. He said, hey, I was waiting for that. All right, let's see.
I've heard this. That's why I wasn't trying to even argue with that other stuff. Let's just go to 16.
Okay, let's go.
Let's just go to 16.
I love when they say they heard this before. That'd be funny as hell. Like, nah, you never heard it before, bro. I watched all of these debates. Your debates. I watched Captain, IUC, IUIC, GOCC, and all like the little splinter groups, the small little groups, like 5 members total. I watched all your debates, and I watched debates that had nothing to do with you guys on this. I watched the Jewish debates. So I'm like, hey, my points that I argue, they're on none of these debates. So I can literally say I got a novel argument. And when you have a novel argument, there's no preparation for it. So you just fall by the sword.
I already know that whole argument. No, bro, I definitely disagree with that. And the reason why,
look how he's smiling, confident. That's all about to go. He was like, yo, who the hell is this guy?
I would say that the only reason these women even mentioned in this genealogy is because they're notable people. That's the only.
Yeah, they all say that. They all say, we've been about notable people. Bro, what the hell does that even mean? Like, yo, if somebody asks you, hey, why are these women in this genealogy? Oh, because they're notable. Yeah, damn, are you serious? If you're around 10, 11-year-olds, they're going to be like, what? That didn't answer my question. But how are they notable? Like, how are they different from other women? And you guys just stop right there. Now, Unbiased Sports got a better explanation why the women aren't there.
Only reason.
I disagree.
I'm not about to say they're born of the one. No,
I disagree.
I will not take that.
Okay, so I disagree. I'm going to say, well, first of all, if you type in "born of" right there in verse.
Hold on. At this stage in the game, I was like over informational. Big. Like I wanted to be too right. Okay. I wanted to be the smartest person in the room, so I would give you too much information, like uncalled for information. So bear with me as I'm trying to be smart, super smart, unnecessarily super smart.
Verse of words, it will never come to a man. It'll always go to a woman. Just like John the Baptist was born of. He was a great.
I mean, I agree with that. Okay. But the thing is, the lineage of this following is going through the fathers regardless.
All right, so let's look at verse 16. So it says, and Jacob begot Joseph. So Joseph is a product of Jacob begetting, right? And then it says Joseph is the husband of Mary, And then it says Mary, of whom was born Jesus, who was called Christ. So Joseph is the son of Jacob and the husband of Mary. And when it comes to Mary, Mary is the wife of Joseph, and she's of whom was born Jesus, who was called the Christ. So here we got Jacob begot Joseph, and we got Mary is responsible of birthing Jesus. So we don't see Joseph begetting anybody.
No, and that in the ancient, even in the ancient manuscripts, doesn't say that either. But let's go back. Let's go back through this.
Yeah.
Right. So this is. I'm sorry, verse 15. Can you see this?
Yep.
Because Eliud, I believe that's how you said, beget Eleazar. Right. Who's Eleazar's father?
Eliud is his father.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna keep going. Eleazar begat Mathan. Right. Who's Mathan's father?
Eleazar.
All right. And so Mathan begat Jacob. Who's Jacob's father?
Mathan.
Okay, and it says, and Jacob begat Joseph.
Right.
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 Okay, so right now he's starting to panic. He's starting to panic because is not reading the way he thinks it's going to read. So somehow, when I read it straightforward, he thought if he read it back, it'll say something different. So he went all the way back to verse 15 as though that momentum swing will change the verse from 16. So as we're getting to 16, I'm like, right, keep going, brother, keep going. Where are we going with this? Okay.
Joseph, the husband of Mary, it says of whom?
Right.
Who's of whom here?
That's Mary.
The whom is talking about Mary?
Yes, because
that's not how English
all right,
works,
so
bro.
let me explain. Whom is a relative pronoun, and it always follows the noun before it, and the noun before it is Mary.
Yeah, Mary, the husband of Joseph, the person who was begat of Jacob.
Are you sure?
Yes.
All right, click on
Yes.
Okay, so now listen. Click on tools.
Well, hold on. Before we even get there.
Hold on. Yo, click on tools. You're a blue letter. You said, I mean, I don't know who you think the whom is, but I sense you think somehow Joseph is part of that whom. So click on tools. Wait a minute. Yeah, you know you done effed up, right? So you said the whom ties Joseph. So all I'm gonna do is show you the whom doesn't tie Joseph, and then you're done in Matthew 16. Now I kept going on with them just to have fun with them and beat them up everywhere else. Like I said, at that point, I was like green. I was a red shirt freshman. I just wanted to just, Nowadays, I would just hung my hat right there. Like,
I want to deal with this real quick.
Yeah.
Right? Because it says, and Jacob begat Joseph, the husband of Mary, of whom, right, was, and the whom, that's all, Jacob, it's really Jacob and I'm not Jacob, Joseph and Mary, right, of whom, right, was born Jesus, who was called Christ. So what you would want me to believe is,
oh boy, what you want me to believe? No, I want you to read, not believe, read. So click tools.
that we're going to read all these physical lineages of men all the way up until Jacob, all the way up until Joseph, and then for some reason it's now attributed to Mary.
Okay, now we're doing a hypothetical thing. Oh, you want me to believe all this stuff and this and that? It's like, dude, let's just tackle one thing at a time. Okay, you just broke down genealogy, gene, all this pseudo shit. All right, so we're here right with the genealogy of Jesus, the generation of Jesus. So surely Jesus' father would be here, right? Because you have to show your father's house. You have to show your father's house. So we're at Jesus. Well, he would say, this is Jesus' father's house. So let's read Jesus' father. And so far, we didn't do it. But maybe if I stay patient, the brother's going to somehow scramble these words around, and it's going to magically say Joseph begot Jesus. Let's see. Stay tuned.
Well, that's the way the Greek works. So the Greek has inflection.
No, bro, no, we're not talking about the way the Greek works.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to bed, but these guys decided to add me into the conversation, and I don't bother these guys over here. I got my eyes on certain people, but I didn't have my eyes on him. But since he was part of that dialogue, where they throw my name around, like low key throwing the shot, I gotta let you know why they feel like that. This is why, and I should play Vice City tomorrow when I handle them.
That's the way
we're talking about the way we're talking about the way, like, we're talking about the way Hebrews, like Israelites, reckon their lineages. Just like when you see in you know about the book of Ezra?
Yeah, this is deflection.
The second chapter?
I'm not that familiar like that.
I wasn't, but now I am. You fool. You educated me. So at that time, I wasn't even aware of this gotcha. So he got gotcha scriptures, but he gave them to me. He gave me the gotcha scripture. And because I wasn't aware of it, he decided not to read it. So, you know, I'm a student of the game. So I said, let me read what he could possibly wanted to go to in Ezra chapter 2. And I read it. I said, wait a minute. This sides with me. Do they think this side with them? And I did the Birdman hand rub. Like, wait a minute. They think this passage side with them, just like they think Galatians 4:4 sides with them. They think Hebrews 2:16 side with them. They think Romans 1:3 side with them. And then when they talk to me, I take all of them from them, like taking candy from a baby. Like, yo, all these passages agree with me. So what I do is, I'm like Bobby Fischer on the chessboard. Bobby Fischer will play white, and you'll play a specific defense black, and he'll beat you. And then they'll play again, and they play white. They'll do Bobby Fischer moves, and he'll do their moves and beat them with the moves they tried to do. So that's like the ultimate disrespect. He would use their same moves and win. The same moves they lost with, he'll use those moves and win with. Okay, so that's how I do it. That's what I do with these guys. They mention random scriptures that got nothing really to do with the Virgin birth, but when I read it, wait a minute, this could work for me. So when they go ahead and say, "Hey, man, go to Galatians 4:4," I'm like, okay. Go to Hebrews 2:16, okay. Go to Romans 1:3. All right, you sure? Go to all these passages, and I'm just waiting on them. Like, you know what I mean? Just waiting on them. All right, ready? Like I'm waiting. That's the lion's den. These passages be the lion's den for these guys, but they think that it works for them until they get educated on what it's really saying, the context, and what's going on. It's hilarious.
Let's go to that.
Yeah.
So yeah, so he's going to educate me on the spot of this, but notice that he voluntarily ran from Matthew 1:16. He was trying to argue the whom was somehow either Joseph and Mary or Joseph. It sounded like he was trying to argue that it was both, which is just stupid as just saying it's his. I actually explained to him what it was. I said, this is a relative pronoun. Okay, pronouns replaces nouns, right? So if I say Tom hit the ball, I don't have to say Tom ran to first base. I could say Tom hit the ball and then Tom ran to first base. The pronoun eliminates me from saying Tom twice. Tom hit the ball and he ran to first base. He is the pronoun. Okay, that replaces the noun Tom. You see how he comes after Tom? Okay, so we got Mary of whom replaces Mary. So you don't say Mary, Joseph, the husband of Mary, and Mary. Nope, you add the pronoun there. Okay. So this is how you actually teach indigenous black men. I hope you're taking note of how to teach. You explain it where a 7th grader can get it. Okay, real clear, confident, and concise. Clear, confident, and concise, and correct. Let me add that one in. Clear, confident, concise, and correctly. That's how you demonstrate. So now he's taking me to Ezra chapter 2, verse 59, and they never read up to verse 62. That's the hilarious thing. So somehow magically he's going to read how the virgin birth isn't true by this book and this chapter. Let's see if it works out for him. Peace, Mimi. Tone.
Let me see something. Bear with me real quick.
Yeah.
And for y'all that came late, this debate is not public on his channel. Okay, so and he has public debates. He's not like me. What I do. He actually has public debates on his live. When people call in, he leaves them up. So you know he feel like he lost because he after the debate, I went to go find it on his channel, couldn't find it. Like, wow. But he knew, he found out that I was recording later. But he thought he got that off. Like, I took this L, but nobody ever gonna know about it, so therefore it's not an L. Nah, brother, people are knowing about it.
Yo, it's right here.
And they can't find it. And do y'all know how that is when you're debating on a live with people or anywhere where people watching you or whatever you're doing? Let's say you're a cash register and you're trying to give them the change back and you're counting it and you just miscount twice, the third time. Oh my God, that pressure hits you. And then you got people in line waiting and you're starting to doubt yourself like, damn, can I count? Like that's kind of what he's doing right now. He can't find it and he's live and the clock is ticking. His back is sweating right now.
You outside?
Yeah, I'm in a gazebo.
Oh.
You outside, Nick. It's 105 degrees. Where else would I be?
This was listen, it was freezing the last couple of days, so we got a decent day. I'm outside enjoying it.
You heard that laugh? Yeah.
I came across the channel by accident. It was in my feed. I see live. I just clicked it. I was listening. It's weird how that worked.
So I'm trying to make him feel comfortable because I want a long conversation. I don't want him to like feel uncomfortable because he probably throw me off. I'm trying to, comfort the guy. Like, yeah, it's okay. It's okay, poor baby. It's okay.
Yeah, the algorithm.
Yep. That's good for your channel. It's pulling people in.
But
so everybody gotta like your channel. So you like the video so it can keep happening. Inviting new people.
See, I'm just trying to comfort the guy.
What's up with the blue there?
He said, what's up with the blue there, bro? It's you. You don't know what verse you're looking for, brother. It's not blue there. It's you.
Yeah. I've been looking at the whole time, man.
Right. That's what pressure does, my boy. Pressure busts pipes. It's in front of you the whole time, but the pressure is making you look over it. Okay.
Stupid. I've been looking at it the whole time. Right. This is Ezra 2:59. It says, and these were they which were up from Telamah and Telarasah and Cherub Adon.
Wait a minute. But you just blame Blue Letter. You just said, what's up with Blue Letter? And then you said it was there the whole time. So Blue Letter is official. You see what they do? They're quick to blame something else for their faults, for their shortcomings. No accountability at all.
And Immer, but they could not show their father's house and their seed whether they were of Israel, right? So these people, basically in this context, right, couldn't show their lineage according to their fathers if they were of the seed of Levi, right? Because that's how lineages was reckoned Hebraically. So this goes back to the point that I was trying to make in the beginning.
But you see how they stop right there? They don't read the 60, 61, 62. So 62 tells you what happens when you cannot find or show your father's house. There's a penalty for that.
Beginning, why you see in Numbers, you see all throughout the Old Testament how Hebrews reckon their lineage, but for some reason when we get to Matthew, now Christians will try to say now it's different. It's not reckoned off of fathers. It's now reckoned this one instance off of a woman. That's the point that I was trying to make.
But that's not the only instant. But let me just say that
I'm talking about Matthew 1.
That's not the only instant. That's the second instance of a woman being credited for the seed.
I hope I ain't go down another rabbit hole. Please stick with Matthew's 1, man. God damn.
But if you read that of home stuff, right? So if you go to, you don't got to go there.
I stuck on business. Good. Oh, I was hoping I ain't go down a rabbit hole. Right? When I was green, I'm like, rabbit hole, sure, lead the way.
I'll just read it for you because I got a physical Bible.
I kind of got some questions about. I got some questions about the way you break that down, though. Before you go there, so what is the significance of naming Abraham's lineage? Abraham going through the lineage of Abraham all the way to Joseph, literally, physically Joseph, and negating all of that and saying it's from Mary. What's significant?
Yeah, I literally was dozing off as I was playing the Umar thing. I said, I'm going to bed. And then I said, well, LCK said he was over there beating him up. I said, this is offline. I said, let me see if I can find it. He said they took it down. I'm like, maybe he put it back up. So I clicked on something that they just did. And I'm playing it. And I just heard them reference me and the pop. I'm like, wait a minute. And the reference was they were watching me and the pop debate one of their guys. And you know what happens when we debate one of their guys, they took a super L. So this is why they like backing off, like they dipping and dodging on Bias Sports, but they're peeking because they want to know some information. That's why one dude kept saying, hey man, well, answer this one. I was like, nah. I'll answer that debate time on the big screen, on the Jumbotron. I will not answer that here. I want my answer to be a gotcha answer. Gotcha, bitch. But what Dave Chappelle say, gotcha, bitch. Yeah, nah, I got something huge for that. Trust me, brother. You will get the answer of your lifetime. And on Sinetta TV, a big, beautiful platform like that, and so many people don't believe in the virgin birth, and so many people do. When they hear me break that down, the question that they're going to ask, the alley-oop for Giannis, the alley-oop for Victor Wembanyama, his name is. When I tomahawk 360 dunk that question, I guarantee you, everybody, the way I'm gonna explain it, never been explained before. The way I'm gonna do it. So, like you heard it on this channel first, put like that. If you heard it before, it came over here. It was nowhere else. So the way I explain it, you're going to see everybody that debate these guys use it and explain it like that. So when they ask that question to anybody else, you're gonna see all these camps that agree with the virgin birth use that passage when they ask that silly question. They're all gonna use it because it is so black and white the way I explain it. There's no room for ambiguity, none of that stuff. It's gonna be straightforward. Okay, let's go.
Just to show you that this is not the lineage of Jesus, like through Joseph.
No, the dude disingenuous. He is a bit slow because I was talking to Napa about different things. I'm like, yo, you sound like disingenuous, but she was like, nah, I was saying this way back in 17. I'm like, really? Oh, because Disingenuous was saying that back in 19. You sure it was 17? So yeah, it was, she said, I got myself on a recorded, live on Sunday TV saying it like this. She said, I was debating Unc, the God killer. I said, oh, he said he got it from you. Oh man. Now she never said that. I said that because it's common sense. If she said it back in 2017 and Disingenuous said it in 2020, and we got him saying on 2020, so regardless, he got to show where he was saying it before her. Otherwise, that's her information. That's not his. So he's a thief, acting like people steal from him. Okay. All right. All right. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. So like it's a lot of these guys that I really never did a recap. I never really replayed their videos before. Like even Sicarii Riverside, when I beat them up, I rarely ever re-aired the video. A lot of these guys, I rarely ever replayed the video. And I would see them talking trash on their channel. It'd be IUIC or whoever. I'll see them talking Sons of Thunder, whatever. And I'm like, look at this guy. And I'm saying to myself, look at this guy talking trash like I ain't just doing dirty. And I never replayed the video with all titles trying to get clout. I left it alone. But when they start doing that, when they start mentioning me without acknowledging me, without first coming in like, all right, bro, I see you. You know, you had different people come over here just acknowledge it, yo, man, and they leave. You know, like Target Bay came over here like, yo, what up, and he left. Like that's respect. Zion Lex, hey man, what's going on? He left. Mr. Morpheus, different people come by, show love, and they leave. That's respect. Because I do the same thing for them. I go to their channel. Hey man, I might not stay long, but I'm just showing like, yo, I'm here, yo. Your video got my attention. I'm over here. Maybe I'll check it out later. But right now, I'm like either live myself or I'm not in a position to watch you. Okay. Anyway, let's go.
Why?
That's what that's for.
Why?
Because everybody had a kid except for Joseph.
That's right, Mimi. 12, 13. That's right. Yeah. I said, yeah, Beach said, click on tools. Wait a minute. All right. Okay, so let's go. Yeah, so I'm seeing that talking to the pod that she's not saying this. She doesn't know what I talk about with Disingenuous. So, but I'm saying to myself, like, wait a minute. I'm just asking her for a date, yo, Gotti, put a date on it. So I'm just like, yo, put a date on that. She like, yo, 2013, 2015. I'm like, what? He didn't start saying this until pandemic, and he's acting like he's the first. Like, oh man, he's a fraud. He's like doctor. He's like the doctor with the schools. He's collecting donations and he's not honest about the school. So I'm like, come on, you're collecting information, but you're not honest about the school. You're not telling us that you got this from system. High five, peace. 7 a.m. Damn.
So if you go to John 3,
it's 2 a.m. Okay, so I'm gonna get ready to play a little bit more. Take myself to sleep. I probably half an hour at the most.
Look, one last thing. If you go to John 3:16, it even says God only begotten son. So even God begot somebody. So everybody begot somebody. And Joseph only, and he begot nobody. And it clearly shows that Mary is of whom was born Jesus. So in this Matthew's lineage.
Yo, look at his face now. student. You're at unbiased varsity now. Learning, like Hassad did and like Deacon did, and like Riverside, Sicarii, all these guys. I got them. Got them. Black and white learning. Black and white quiet learning. No objection learning. Not like, nah, it's wrong. Nah, what about this? Learning. Okay.
Joseph is the only one without a son, or yes, without a son.
As far as your breakdown, I don't believe it's broken down like that.
So okay, so when it says Mary of whom, you don't believe she's getting the credit for Jesus?
I think both of them are.
That's impossible because whom is a relative pronoun, and it refers to the noun that was before. That's only Mary, and Joseph.
No, and that's the point that I'm trying to make, because it says of whom, that whom be Mary, the husband of Joseph.
Now you see how I got him? So I made a hardcore claim and I did not ask him to click it. Okay. Remember, I'm playing chess with this guy. We're live. I didn't say click it because I know you wouldn't. So I wanted him to like stand back on business and act like Joseph is tied to it. And then I'm gonna say click it.
Joseph, the person who was begotten of by Jacob.
So I can show you areas where that same phrase of whom applies to a man, and there's other people mentioned, but the man is given the credit of the action.
But even let's just say, like, going with this, let's say you did do that, right? I don't see that. But let's say
okay, they always do that, man. Let's say, yeah, I wouldn't, yeah, man. I wish I would say, let's say you're right when I know you're wrong. Now, if we're debating something, and it's kind of like not clear like that. I'm making a point, you're making a point. It's like a gray area. I can see why you say that. Then I might say, okay, look, let's look past that. Let's just say benefit doubt. But he said he disagreed vehemently, right? I'm wrong, he's right. Why would you lean my way? Shorty lean my way. Shorty lean my way. Why are you leaning my way? If you disagree and I have to be wrong.
You did do that. That's not going to negate away from the fact that it's saying of whom, husband of Mary, the husband of Joseph, the person who was previously begotten.
Okay, so do me a favor.
And even the word right there, it says born Jesus. It says was born Jesus. That born is begotten.
That born is not begot, but it is born.
What is that? What is that?
So now now he clicks on tools. Yo, this is how deceptive they are. I don't wake up. That's why I'm talking low. Because I get excited, I talk loud, he wakes up. I was attempting to prove that whom only points to Mary, only refers to Mary. He's maintaining is Joseph as well. I said, click on tools. He said, but wait, it get worse. He went sticky fingers on me. Okay. Now we're talking about born and begot. He clicks on it. Brother, because he thinks he's right. Brother, if you were right about whom as well, why didn't you click on tools then? You said, but wait. Nevertheless, you clicked on tools. That's good enough.
Let me see. It's a Janelle, right? It's a little different. Let's see. Janelle.
Yeah, the verbs are different.
Yeah. He says it's a little different. This guy is hilarious.
It's the one. It says of men who father children.
So why do they go to the first one? Yeah, does he not know that is the category? That's not the answer. Like here it says metaphor, that's the category. This is one of men who father children, that's the category. And it says to be born, to be begotten, and then it says, well, to be born. The first, that's women to be born. to be begotten as men. But then it says of women giving birth to children. That's very clear here. Why do we read the first thing we see, which is a category, and they make it seem like that's the answer, and all these words down here means nothing? Why do they do that? This says to be born, to be begotten, of women giving birth. Why he take this right here? And okay, I'm closing it.
So if we're gonna follow that,
and he got out of it. He got out of it. He didn't want to look at examine any other possibility that there's other words there, and he didn't want to examine any of them. He got the hell out of there. But I'm patient. I slow walk on. I'm like that. What's that big? What's that big old lizard that be eating goats and stuff? Damn, can't think of it. But that's me. I slow walk you. I get you. One way or another, I'm gonna find you, and I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you, sucker.
that line of logic, right, where it means of men who father children. So we're gonna say this is Mary, of whom was Janeo Christ. What that word Janeo means of men who father children.
It was you read other outline uses of the Bible. You didn't read the definition. So there's a strong.
I mean, that's the way it's used.
Go to the Strong's definition.
Okay, I go to the Strong's definition.
Matter of fact, don't even do that. Click the parsing of it. Just do that. That's good enough. Yeah. So first of all, the verb itself.
Okay, I said click the parsing. He clicks the Greek number. Yo, these guys are deceptive. Nothing I say he did. Click on tools. Let's see who whom is. Nah, wait a minute. He clicks on tools to try to attempt to prove somehow Joseph is the one giving birth to Mary on some pause type stuff. Then I'm saying, all right, look, you know what? Don't even click on the Strongs. Click on the parsing for it. He clicks on the Strongs. This is sad. This is sad. This is sad. And keep in mind, this is a whole year ago. So if you were going to get me, this was the best time to get me because I just got back in the game in November of 2022. I just got back debating this stuff. So I'm only 1 month in. So if you're going to get me, do it now. He dropped the ball. All right, he dropped the ball. He dropped the ball. And he knows. He knows he don't want a rematch. He knows that.
The verb itself is totally different from begot. Okay, so the parsing, this ain't the parsing. So go to the parsing. So right there, that right there.
Where do you want me to go to?
Go back up. Actually,
press. He just scrolling everywhere. He's trying to beat me to it, so he don't have to like hold to it. Hey, look his hand in his mouth. His whole demeanor, everything about the confidence. If you guys can like pay attention to body language when it comes to confidence, when it comes to guilt, when it comes to all those different things, having your hand in your mouth. Now I know some of it could be straight pseudo, but all you gotta agree to this. When you're being combative and you put your hand in your mouth, that has to be an act of being passive. That's not an act of aggression if you're arguing somebody hot in a hostile way, okay, and you put your hand in your mouth, that cannot be seen by your op as though you want the smoke, you want the fade or whatever. That seems like you're ready to back down. Like, all right, man, let's just drop it. I'm good. This dude handed it in his mouth like a baby.
To the left, get out of that. Go back to the left.
To what do you mean?
Go back to where it says.
Now he can't use.
What we just the screen before this screen.
This screen?
Yeah, there we. Let me see. Scroll down a little bit. No, yeah, get out of that screen. Go back to the actual text. Okay, right there. So now click. Wait,
Look,
go
look,
down.
look,
Go
look.
down.
Yeah, why he keeps scrolling up and down? But I'm being patient with the guy because I know he's food. I know he's food. So I'm like, all right, let me be patient with this guy
Let's start with begot. Go to begot first.
because I'm really frustrated and I want to snap on him. But I'm like, no, no, no. That's what he would love. He would love to wiggle out of this one. His hand is in his mouth. He about to have 3 fingers in his mouth.
Okay, so now the parsing for begot is VA.
I almost felt bad for him.
I3S. Click that. No, not that. All the way to the right. That.
Yeah, he's looking like I never clicked that before. What is that gonna say? Yeah, this is sad, man. I feel kind of bad for the guy. But if he wants to talk to me again, it's gonna be worse, and I will have another discussion with him. I promise you, it'll be worse because I argued Matthew 1:16. I will spare him on that. I want to bring him to Luke 1. I promise you, what I did to him here, Matthew 1:16, I promise you, it'll be just as bad or worse in Luke 1.
Yes.
This.
Okay, so begot is in the.
Why is he just scrolling up and down? What's wrong with this dude, man? Where your confidence at?
Active, right? Like so this ganao verb is in the active. If you scroll down, it's in the active. Scroll down. Okay, so the active means that the subject is the doer of that verb.
And I don't mind playing this video back because my argument evolved way past this. I don't even use this anymore. Push kind of shove, I'll use it, when we argue certain things, but I don't even use this argument anymore. Where I click on the parsing to show what I'm about to show here. I don't do this anymore. And this is a shout out to LJ, the truth follow. Well, I forgot LJ's whole name, but this was credit to him for this parsing thing. And the actual Greek was credit to Meach. That came later. JJ 7000, funny as hell. All right. Okay, let's go back.
That action. So that means Jacob literally begot Joseph. So Jacob is the doer of begetting. If you
all right, so don't forget, these are the guys, the Miami Vice guys. So after I beat up him in Matthew 1:16, showing the parsing and get him quiet, I'm gonna jump over there to what I did to these guys. Miami City, Vice City.
If you X out of that, right? X out. And you go to the begot from Mary, right, where it says born of. You click that parsing. Okay, so this isn't a passive. Scroll down. So that's totally different. The passive means that the subject is the recipient of the action. So only one person could be born, and that's Jesus, right? Okay, so that's not to negate or debunk anything. So I'm just pointing out that these verbs they both definitely mean now, but they're used differently. One is in the active and one is in the passive. So now if you exit out of that and you scroll down a little bit.
So no, that's even wrong, what I said.
And you click
they don't both mean ganao. Both of their root words are ganao. Okay, they mean different things. I didn't know that at that time. I was right about how to use. I'm still right, but that little small problem right there was wrong.
Down, scroll down. Actually, scroll up a little bit.
Where you
to
want to
go? Click the parsing for whom. Right there. Yeah, click the parsing for that.
Oh, you mean?
You see, he clicked it again. The Greek
usage.
Yeah.
Number.
Let's scroll down. So you see, it's go back up a little bit. So it says right there it's feminine. So it's a relative pronoun, and it responds to the noun before, which is feminine, Mary. So it's telling you that Mary is the of whom. So it could read like Mary of whom she was born Jesus. Now scroll down a little bit more. Scroll down a little bit more. Okay, now right there. Now click genitive. Yep.
This?
So genitive means to have ownership. Okay, so this is telling you that the feminine have ownership of the was born. So Mary of whom is the ownership of who was being birthed, which is Jesus. That's what it's telling you when you read it correctly.
Yeah, he is law. His brain is scrambled. His brain is scrambled.
Are you there?
Yeah. So.
Okay. So this goes back into what I was saying previously, right? Because like as far as where you broke that down, that if you want to break it down that way, it's fine. I get.
If you want to break it down that way, it's fine, brother. If it's fine, you lost. That means Joseph ain't the daddy, and it was Mary who was born Jesus. Obviously, men don't born babies. That's a woman's action. Born, bear, birth, all the same thing, just different tenses.
I get how you break it down, but it still goes back into I don't believe. I'm not about to sit here. I'm not about to sit here and then read all these fathers' names, right? And it gets to Jacob and then to Joseph, and then it says the husband of Mary is of whom, right? Because
so you see they're stuck on. So he's saying, okay, what you said made absolute sense, and it sounds like you're 100% correct. But I'm still going to reject it because I just refuse to believe we got all these fathers all the way down to Jacob as the last father, and Joseph plays no fatherly role here at all. Because that don't make sense to me, I'm just going to reject everything you just shown and proved.
Whom, okay, it's tribute to Mary.
And my thing is like, brother, that's a personal problem. I could help you out. I could make sense of the genealogy wise here, but that sounds like a personal problem between you and the creator. Like the creator, I don't know why this is here. Pray, bro. Pray, fast, meditate. Or come to unbiased varsity.
Got you. I got you. Right? But it says the husband of Mary. How does somebody become the husband?
He said, yeah, High said, he said, indigenous, he said, disingenuous presentation is really a Margaret Sanger rant. Yeah, brother, he can't talk without saying the word nano, which he got from Nepal. He can't stop saying Margaret Sanger, birth control, eugenics, Darwin's cousin. You can bet your last dollar he's going to say one of those things. You can bet your last dollar.
How does somebody become a husband of a woman?
When they become married.
Yeah, that was hilarious. He said, "How does somebody become a husband of a woman?" I said, "When they become married."
And biblically, how?
I got some good comebacks. Like I got some good quick comebacks. And like most people forget about virgin birth, like just in life, period. Like when people try to do gotcha moments and argue in sports, I'll be having quick comebacks. So if you want to do that to me, just be prepared for it. When you try to, hey, how is this done? Be prepared for a quick comeback. So you gotta be that, or you're gonna be stuck. Because I answered it and it made sense. You're like, dang, I was expecting to get him here. It didn't work. So he said, how does a man become a husband to a wife when they get married? What other way do you know?
How do you do that?
It's normally through an action of sex.
And biblically, how do you do that?
It's normally through an action of sex, normally, but it's not exclusive just to that.
Can you show me something outside of that?
Yeah, I can do that.
What you got?
Let me get this for you.
You know, this is where he's messing up at. This is where they all mess up at. They all give definite answers without any wiggle room. It's a problem. It's a problem. Because all I gotta do is show one instance where it's not the case, and your definite answer goes to trash. It becomes indefinite, and then you become wrong. Okay. Here's the other problem. Well, I'm not gonna be definite. I'm gonna be indefinite. Okay. Well, by being indefinite, then my one example is sufficient. So it's like a double-edged sword either way. So it's credit.
Okay, so we'll go to Jacob, right? I'm gonna bring you to Jacob.
Mm-hmm.
So let me just find exactly. So I won't have you in a wild goose hunt.
Is that me sharing my screen?
Because that word means like in reference to sex.
Right. Go to Genesis.
Okay. So that's me. I'm not sharing my screen on his part. I'm sharing my screen on my part. So for him, he doesn't see this because I'm not sharing his screen. I'm not sharing like the share button on StreamYard. This is my Zoom share screen. So only my audience can see this. He can't see it.
Go to Genesis 29. And go, I'm sorry, I didn't look at the screen. I was reading my Bible. Yeah, 29, verse 21.
Just gonna fuck him up. Read my name.
So Jacob here called Rebecca his wife before he even had sex with her.
Yeah, because she's betrothed.
Not yet. Yeah, you're right. He was betrothed, but so was Mary.
No, she was. She was
right.
betrothed.
Yeah, I take that back. You're right. But so was Mary. Mary is also betrothed. So you can be a betrothed virgin.
That's not the question that I asked you. The question I asked you is like, show me somebody literally being their wife without the whole action of sex being involved. He called her his wife because he was betrothed. That doesn't mean he's literally. It doesn't mean.
He just said, okay, I just said Mary and Joseph was betrothed, and as a result, we read in verse 16 and 20 that Mary's called the wife while they're betrothed. He just said the same thing. He just said, well, Jacob is saying my wife to Rachel because of betrothed. It's like, yeah, wife, you could be called a wife without sex. You said, show me where somebody can be called wife or is a wife without sex. Give me my wife. So I may go into her. Give me my wife. That's my wife. Okay. Me is a possession. That's a pronoun of possession. It's mine. It's my wife. Not your wife. She's not wifeless. She's wifey. She's wifeful. That's my wife. And we didn't have sex yet.
She's literally
so
his
the
wife.
Only off top of to be honest, the only example of that would be Mary. I don't know if I can give you another person.
All right, so you see, because I winged it. You see how this is not good at wing things. I went to I didn't know where it was. So I typed it in, and it came up, and I was like kind of confused. And I'm like, so I stood on business, but once he challenged me, I backed off. I said, well, maybe it's not saying that. But I was like, you know what? This ain't really, much anyway. So, all right, let him have that one. And I really don't remember what I was saying. This is like fresh to me, some of it.
Outside of Mary.
And that would be problematic because then now it's up for interpretation. Then
I could see how you would come to that conclusion.
So again, giving them false confidence again, just to take it from them.
Yeah, because every time we see this, every time we see somebody becoming somebody's wife, sex is always involved. That's why when you see that word for husband there in the Greek, it means a reference to sex. So
I'm gonna still get them because sometimes I do like say, hey, all right, let's give you that. Sex doesn't mean kids.
Now that that's on the table, in the same verses, uh, Jacob begatting Joseph, right, who was the husband of Mary, which means they had to have had sex.
That's speculation.
And what resulted I'm saying that's the only. I mean, if you can't provide an instance where somebody's literally somebody's,
but I can easily show you examples of but.
Well, show me one. Show me an example of somebody becoming somebody's wife without sex being involved. Because if you can do that, then okay, then.
Give me a moment, right? See, I didn't want it to be dead air.
Yeah.
I didn't want it to be dead air, but
now I'm not sure if I'm bluffing her right now because again, it's been so long over here. I'm not sure if I'm bluffing him or if I really have something. I'm not even sure.
Yeah, because I got another verse that I wanted to ask. Okay, Romans 1:3, where it's the seed of David.
I believe that. So from my vantage point, I believe Mary's from the seed of David. So I believe through the lineage of David.
Show me.
Now I know you know where I'm gonna go. So just go to.
Yeah, you're gonna go to Luke, and I'm gonna immediately disagree because we don't know whose lineage that is.
For me so I can read it. Go ahead.
And Meech made a great point about Luke. About is that how would a woman show her father's house? You know, that was a great point to argue from. It's like wouldn't a woman have to show her father's house too? Okay. Luke 3.
Great.
Okay.
All right. I want you to show me how this is Mary's lineage too. Was it Luke 3 and
no, I wasn't going there. No, I was not going there. I'm surprised that Luke chapter 2.
Okay, where you?
All right. So let me. This was a long one. I think we end up getting off at. Okay. So I end up watching him, but the Matthews 1:16 was funny. Got him out of there. The home was Joseph, and then you see how I showed just Mary, no rebuttal, no challenge, no objection. He just let it go. He just let it go. That's the best way to do it. Let it go. All right. So, yeah, that's a long one. Let me do this. So let me do the Vice City guys. Shit. I really want to find out who was LCK talking to. So somebody on really Hebrews head, some channel called the False Prophet. Damn. You got people with channels that they on their head. Damn, bro. Oh, right there. Okay, that might be the right there. All right, so give me a sec. I just want to see something real quick. Okay. Let me see what this is. I'm trying to find IOCK. I'm trying to.
You can't get to me without me. Right. But that's definitely true.
Yeah, I know that's not it. Yeah, that's definitely not it. All right.
Man, y'all, it's getting hot. It's getting hot.
Let's see. This ain't it. It ain't it. I wish I could find. I'm not looking at my video. I'm looking through their videos for IOCK in there beating up on somebody. I'm looking through their. I know my video. I know where they go on mine. Watch this. Hmm. It was funny. No, I'm not gonna say it. All right. You can buy no head starts. All right, so maybe this is. I'm trying to look for the meat.
I shalom. Think you gotta be freaking when they add two.
Yeah, you have to like kind of know you're in a false doctrine if everybody is trying to get at your throat. Like so many like people got channels dedicated to like taking them down. Like god damn. That may be an indication that you're in nothing. Just possibly. Just possibly. All right, so let me do this. All right, I'm going to my channel now. Too much. So I'm gonna pull up the video. Man, watch how one-sided this one is. Gosh, crazy. All right. Let's see. Sheesh. All right, give me a second. Let's see. It's like freezing. So I want to eat cereal. Just add something. I don't feel like cooking nothing. So I want to eat something real quick. With that milk. You think I have me freezing? Oh no. Yeah. Oh. Okay, let's see. Okay. All right, I got it. I got it. I got it. I found 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 it. I got 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 the video. Okay, I got it. Let me share my screen.
Was responsible for the birth of Christ. Like before they lived together? The beginning of the chapter.
Okay.
Agent.
All right, hold on. So look at this quick L that they took. This is Houston Space City. So a guy named Azan, Ahzan.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. So you don't believe an angel was responsible for the birth of Christ, right?
Right. No.
Okay. Right. It was the Holy Spirit. Okay. So as we read, Matthew chapter 1. Have you ever read Matthew 1?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we could just start at verse 1 before we get all the way down. You can't read in the middle unless you start at the beginning. But
It might be wise to explain 18, 19, 20 to get a little context.
okay, yeah, you're right, because this is kind of separate from the beginning of the chapter. Okay. So let me read 18, 19, 20, and then I'd just like to get your thoughts on a few things. So it says, now the birth of Jesus Christ was on this wise, when as his mother Mary was espoused to Joseph, before they came together, she was found with child of the Holy Ghost. Then Joseph, her husband, being a just man and not willing to make her a public example, was minded to put her away privily. But while he thought on these things, behold, the angel of the Lord appeared unto him in a dream, saying, Joseph, thou son of David, fear not to take unto thee Mary thy wife, for that which is conceived in her is of the Holy Ghost. So in verse 18, when it says, before they came together, what does that mean?
Like before they lived together?
Before they lived together?
Yeah.
Could it be more than that?
Maybe before they had sex.
Good answer, sis. Now she's with them. She's with them. Okay. Look what she answered. She said when he read before they came together, the guy, the liar, the dudes be lying. The women be holding down. So the women's with the woman's with them. One guy said, hey, before they came together, before they lived together. But the sister who's with them, she's honest. She said before they had sex. Run that back, Turbo.
Maybe before they had sex.
So we were like totally shocked. We like, what did she say? Ain't she with them? Oh, she's for the streets. She's with us.
Right. That's what I was thinking too, husband and wife, for sure. Like if it's just two men and, whatever, we know that the scripture doesn't speak, kindly on relations like that. So I would think, okay, they're gathering together, but husband and wife, not, that makes the most sense, right? Because we're speaking about the birth of Christ and our children usually born, right? Through the act of sex, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it would make the most sense that, this is what's being spoken about. But what's interesting is the last part when it says she was found with child.
of the Holy Ghost. So when it says she was found, just in this context, who do we think found her? Just in this whole context.
Your brother's trying to be quiet.
Anybody got any thoughts on who possibly found her?
They out there Googling their ass off, man. That's a damn shame.
Found her pregnant? No, no thoughts. Okay. So basically, when we look at this, we only see Joseph and Mary in this whole entire conversation together. So it logically would follow that Joseph was the one that found her. And with child just means she was pregnant. So Joseph found her pregnant with child, and it says of the Holy Ghost. I think that's interesting because a child is not said to ever be of the Holy Ghost. A child may be filled with the Holy Ghost or have the Holy Ghost, but not be of the Holy Ghost. Like when we look at that word of, it actually shows origination or sometimes possession. Like when we look at kingdom of God, that's God's kingdom, it belongs to God. So this is something very similar here with just, maybe some different nuance. But then as we look at verse 19, it says, then Joseph, her husband, being a just man. Now, if anyone's able to respond to this, that'd be nice. What do we think just means?
Can I ask a question?
Oh, yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Are we talking about a virgin birth or what? I don't know what we're talking about here.
Oh, no, we're just reading. We're just kind of seeing what kind of a conclusion we come to. I mean, the topic sort of is the virgin birth in a sense, but
No, actually, no. We're dealing with the things that ties to Christ's birth. Like, for example, last week we talked, man, that with Jeremiah 10 time. So people still what we're so far we don't. The brother's not just gonna give a sermon, so you can state it for confidence. Since we are aligning this,
Yeah.
disagree with.
Okay, yeah, I agree with that. Thank you.
I just
hey, brother, peace. You want to give me like 5 to 10 quick?
Okay, so everybody that joined, I don't really know who's here, but if again, a little engagement is good. We are just we're summarizing something. We're just trying to get on one accord. So here, like you said, it says that so we're dealing with the birth, right? The birth of Christ, and we don't see an angel involved at all, but we see Mary and we see the Holy Ghost, right? So we got when as his mother Mary, so Mary is the mother. Matthew that wrote this wants to let us know who his mother is. When as his mother Mary was espoused to Joseph, Matthew wants us to know that Mary is espoused to Joseph. And I believe before they came together is talking about sex because we're talking about the birth. The birth will involve sex. But this birth is different. That's why I believe it says on this wise. It happened this way. So this birth is going to happen without sex. So before they came together, she was already found pregnant with child belonging to. The word of can mean belonging to the Holy Ghost. And this fits perfect with Joseph. What's in his mind. Verse 19, it says, then Joseph, her husband, being a just man. So Joseph, again, the husband, see, Matthew wants us to know who Joseph is. It keeps saying husband, espouse, and verse 16, we see it again, husband. And then with Mary, we keep saying Mary who was born Jesus. We keep saying the mother. We keep saying the mother over and over and over. So Matthew's trying to put it in our head. Mary's the mother, and Joseph is Mary's espoused partner or husband. So Joseph found Mary pregnant with child of the Holy Ghost. Now he doesn't know this just yet. He doesn't know that the child of the Holy Ghost. He thinks the child's of man. So because he thinks like that, he's going to refer to the law when this is adultery to him or something else. Because if a woman is promised to a man and he never touched her and she comes back pregnant, that's not always adultery. It can be rape, meaning that she got defiled, like Jacob's daughter Dinah. She was defiled by the heathen nations, and that was rape. They raped her. And in the book of Judges, it talk about another man, a wife that was defiled, and he ended up cutting her into not his wife, his daughter, and he ended up cutting her to pieces. Okay, so we see this practice all throughout the Bible. So there's two ways a woman can become pregnant. It could be by her choice, which is against God's law. It could be, well, three choices. It could be with God's permission, which is marriage, or it can be RAPE, right? Which a man defiles you. So Joseph don't know what's going on. So he's thinking the first example, okay, is this an adulterous relationship with my wife? But don't forget, Mary is blessed of all women, right? Mary is highly favored. So that means she has a reputation. This is why the angel selected her from the first place. Well, God selected her, but had the angel point her out. Because there's something about her that was different than other women at the time, probably ever. But at that time, for sure. So Mary has a great reputation. The Bible says, who can find a virtuous woman? Well, the angel found one, and it was Mary. And I think City of Galilee. So Joseph, knowing a disingenuous black man, do you think Kobe was murdered by them? Do you think they came and murdered Kobe because he was going to have his own sneaker deal and he's going to set up his own league in China, America's nemesis? Do you believe that? Mary is virtuous. In his mind, just think about that, sis. Mary has a virtuous reputation and she's married. Like, so she's like the Beyonce of her time. She's a Taylor Swift. But now Joseph has this dark secret of Taylor Swift or Beyonce that could bring her down to shame. Like, she's like highly esteemed by even God himself. He sent an angel to talk to her. But now we see Beyonce got this dirty, dark history that Jay-Z knows, or Taylor Swift has this dirty, dark secret that Kelsey knows. And now he don't want to damage their reputation, right? Mary's, Beyonce's, Taylor Swift. So he's going to do it privately. Jay-Z's going to depart from Beyonce privately. Travis Kelsey is going to depart from Taylor Swift privately. He don't want to openly shame her. So that's what it's talking about here, a public example. But this is more serious. In the Bible, this public example will be something closer to like a stoning. Sorry for the long analogy. Death. And Hebrews 6:6 talks about Christ being put to open shame, which we know is crucifixion, which is the worst open shame. It's the worst humility anybody can go through. So they put Christ through that open shame. Mary's going to be embarrassed, but not to that degree. But definitely her household will be embarrassed. Her father's house will be embarrassed. So he didn't want to do it like that, even though that was an option, because he's thinking adultery. The second option could be that somebody defiled her. Okay. And he's looking like, well, I really don't want to keep that baby, from somebody, guy jumped on you. So he's thinking of putting her away privately. And the phrase put her away, this can only be divorce. This ain't something else. Okay, this phrase is consistent with divorce when it comes to marriage. So of course, not other contexts, but marriage, the phrase put her away, or is always divorce. The Most High was married to Israel, us, and at some point he put us away. He divorced us. He wanted a better bride out of us, right? So he was going to come back and marry us in the future, but he put us away. He divorced us. That's what the Bible says, I think, in Jeremiah 3. So Joseph had two legal ways to disregard Mary and the marriage, the promise that was to him. Public example, or put her away. He's a just man. So just men, when they think they're women, like on Beyonce status or Taylor Swift status, they're not going to do them dirty. They're going to put them away privately. But let me show you what unjust men would do with women in the same circumstance. Watch this. So there's actually a comparison between just men and unjust men in the very same chart, with the very same charges. Okay, so I just want to bring you to John chapter 8. Okay, watch this. All right, so come on, I'm going too far. And they had now accused the one, because while he thought on these things, behold, the angel of the Lord appeared unto him in a dream, saying, Joseph. Okay, so the only involvement the angel had in this whole situation was to convince Joseph otherwise. So for the sister that came on here, I think Sister Carol, who thought an angel had an intimate relationship with Mary, that's not true. Because we're reading the birth. This is the birth of Jesus Christ. And we see the only involvement the angel has is in a dream with Joseph. And the angel says, fear not. Why is he fearing? Because if you take Mary, it says, fear not to take Mary as your wife. Why is he fearing that? Because if Mary is indeed an adulteress, a woman, and Joseph still takes her, or she's defiled, he still takes her, he could be facing what's coming to her. So it says, Joseph, fear not. Don't be afraid of your life. Literally, this fear literally means fear of your life. Don't fear your life to take unto Mary your wife. For that which conceived in her is of the Holy Ghost. So this was a pacifying way to say your wife is not an adulterous woman, or neither was she defiled by any man. So I think I clearly demonstrated that. But is there any questions for that before I go on? Those events. Speak up, speak up, speak up.
Yeah, I got a question.
Sure.
Just for clarity.
Because that's I got Zan.
So Christ's father, are you saying is it not Joseph, or I'm just not? I'm not following.
Okay. So we're dealing with the birth of Jesus Christ, and Joseph was not named as a father, right? So just to be clear, Joseph is not named as a father, but Mary's named as a mother. His mother Mary. We don't see his father Joseph here, but he did play a fatherly part. Okay, he was able to marry Joseph, like the angel said, in spite of the baby not being his, and he was going to play like a stepfather type role, adopted father type role to Jesus, which we see here. We see in Father and the list.
So who is Jesus' father?
The Most High. The Most High. But that's what I'm reading to you. I'm reading to you right here. It said you commanded. I'm sharing it. Yeah.
How is he the seed of David?
Okay. Great question. He's the seed of David because he comes from David's lineage.
From what side?
Well, it wouldn't be from Joseph. It'd be from his mom's side.
How is that possible if you're the house of your father?
Well, you still have a mother. So you have a father and you have a mother. Well, most people. But if you don't have a father, so so what you're saying is true in most cases, and probably nearly all. What I'm saying is if you only have a mother, then you're only of your mother.
But that's a stretch. But could you
a stretch?
Would you say? Sorry, brother.
The mother.
But no one only have mothers.
Wait, just hear me out. Just hear me out.
Go ahead.
If you only have a mother, your mother has an identity. She's either an Edomite, she's either a Benjamite, she's something because she was born from a man and woman that gave her an identity. So she's something. So if hypothetically, if she's able to give birth without the agency of a man, whatever that kid is, he's of his mother, like literally. So let me explain what I mean. So when you look at verse 18 to 20, it says that Joseph, before they came together, before they had sex, he was already found with child of the Holy Ghost. So in my mind, she was pregnant and they didn't have sex yet, right? So let me just bring you to this. Let's see. Are you still there?
Yeah, my bad, brother. I just muted myself.
Oh yeah. So before you mute yourself, I just gotta maybe 3 questions. So Matthew 1 verse 1. This is the book of the generation of Jesus Christ, right? Take notes, Sicarii. Do you agree with that? This is the generation of Jesus Christ, the book. Or anybody, sister, anybody, can you see this? Do you agree that this is the book of the generation of Jesus Christ?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Okay. So now, from verse 2 all the way down to 16, it's going to give you the father and son relationship, right?
Right.
Okay. When you get to verse 16,
Yeah.
it says, and Jacob begot Joseph, the husband of Mary. And it says, of was whom born Jesus, who is called the Christ. So in this passage, who is called the Christ? In verse
Say that
16.
again. My bad. Who was
Yeah, so
called Christ?
in verse 16, who is called the Christ?
That's Jesus.
Right. And who is Joseph's father?
Joseph's father. I don't remember his name.
It says Jacob begot Joseph.
Okay, Jacob.
And who is Mary's husband here?
Joseph.
Right. And it says Joseph, the husband of Mary. What word lets you know Joseph is the husband or married? The husband,
You said
right?
what word?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if I say Mary is married to Joseph in this passage, and I say what word lets you know that it would be husband, like that's the giveaway word. And when I say Joseph, who's his father? You said Jacob. Jacob begot Joseph. What would be the giveaway word there? That Jacob is the father.
My bad. It's begot.
Right. So now in this passage, who is Jesus' father?
I would say Joseph.
And what would be the giveaway word there to let you know that? Because there's a giveaway word to let you know the relationships with everybody here.
Begot. Begot.
Nah, there's no Joseph begot Jesus in verse 16. But you do have Mary giving
I
you.
mean, it doesn't. I know it doesn't say it there, but it still doesn't mean that Joseph isn't his father.
So now these guys, they'll tell you, you'll say something, they want you to read it, book, chapter, and verse. If it doesn't say it, you gotta get rid of it. That's the mentality. If it doesn't say exactly what you said it's supposed to say, they don't want it. Okay. Now, when they say Joseph is the father of Jesus, and we're looking at the genealogy and we don't read it, what they will hold you to, they don't hold themselves to. They'll be like, okay, we can't read it. Okay, but brother. All right, so brother, now
Because
that
if you
type,
go ahead.
yeah, no, that type of conclusion wouldn't be logical. So we're at that's why I highlighted verse 1. We're at the generation of Christ. I don't know anywhere else in the Bible where you're going to be reading generation besides here. Okay, and here is
So when it comes to right,
when it comes to what?
when it comes to the generation, are you saying that thing that's written right here it's no error? Because
Yeah, no, it's no error because if this is a question, then everything else is a question. So that's why we just read it for what it is. And if there's an error, like it has to be pointed out clearly. Like there's something that has to be clear where it's just not you saying it because you disagree, but it has to be clear. It has to be some type of scholarly reference. It can't just be any, mini, miny, mo. I don't like that because the Muslims do the same thing. The Muslims don't like something in the Bible, and then all of a sudden Prophet Muhammad is there. It's like, no, that's not how that works, brother. Prophet Muhammad is not there. We're not doing it any, mini, miny, mo. It feels better than what the
no,
Bible
I
says.
understand.
Yeah.
So could you read John 6:42?
Right. Before I get there, I had no problem. They always want to do that. They always want to jump from where you are. It's like, brother, I'm over here. I have no problem leaving here, but I don't want to come back here. So before I leave here, are we on one accord that there is no biological father for Jesus in his genealogy? Once that's out the way, let's go somewhere. But we can't agree on that. We have to stay here and work it out. I'm going there. But what I want to establish here first. Here.
No, I understand.
Right.
These are just the generations. So
I got you. But hold on. But I just want to establish this first, and I go to John 6:42. So this is the generation of Jesus Christ, right?
Yeah, Khan.
Okay. And you have begotten sons all throughout here, right? From 2 to 16. Right?
Khan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is Jesus listed as a begotten son? Like does something
What you say?
does it say is Jesus Christ listed as a begotten son from a father here in verse 2 to 16?
But it doesn't even say it's Mary begot Jesus.
No. It says, okay, watch this. It says Mary of whom
Mhm.
born is birth, born
but they still put Joseph's name there. So it's like, and Jacob begot Joseph, the husband of Mary, whom was born Jesus. They're in the same category.
Yeah, but brother, women, when it says born Jesus, that dude says same category. What the hell is he talking about? Same category. Bro, you're reading a sentence. But first of all, when it says begot Joseph, we know this is a man action. This is a verb, begot. This word born, this is a verb born action. Just like when it says there was nobody greater born from woman than John. See, born, begot always associates with man, and born always associate with woman. So this born, when it says born Jesus, this literally means give birth to Jesus. So when women give birth, men initiate the action, women deliver. So this born, birth, deliver, you could look at definitions of born, it's going to tie it to a woman, 100%. So here is very clear. Nothing changes from 2 to 16. When it want to establish a father, Ozias begot Jotham. And watch this. When it even lists a mom, it says Solomon begot Boaz of Rahab. So list the mom here, but the word begot still there. So, and look at Boaz begot Obed of Ruth, because we know the book of Ruth, Ruth's husband was Boaz. So,
yeah, but my bad, brother. In the book of Luke, also got the generations.
Yeah,
right?
but you're right. But those are different from here. This is from David to Solomon. Over there is from David to Nathan. So that's a whole different genealogy. This one here is talking about fathers, sons being begot. So you could look at Genesis chapter 5. It says the generation of Adam, and it's going to say Adam begot Seth, Seth begot Enos, and all the way down, all the way to Noah begot his sons. So the word begot is going to be established when it's supposed to be established. So here it gets to Jesus, and all of a sudden the word begot goes missing. So I find that interesting. So that's why I was just saying, like for you, like just here, we'll go to 6 and 42 right away. I just make it clear here.
Okay, but if we're using your same logic, why doesn't it say that the Most High begot Jesus then? Since if that's his father and that's what you're saying,
it does. It doesn't say it here,
Where?
but it's okay. I got you. See,
No.
Yeah, that was a bad question. All right, hold on. That was a bad question. I got an inbox. Hold on. Jeremiah. He's funny. All right. Jeremiah's funny. All right, hold on. Okay. I'm almost done.
No, I want it right here. It just says it in this generation.
No, it don't have to say it here. It has to. So brother, this is how it works. So the question is, did anybody begot Jesus in the entire Bible? Does it ever say somebody begot Jesus word for word? And it does. It says God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. So the word begotten Jesus, and you got John 1 and 14, where it says God's only begotten. So in the Bible,
no, doesn't it say Israel is the Most High firstborn?
Yeah, as a people, but they were. Wait, hold on, brother. You asked a question. They were adopted in. The Most High chose them. They were not his from the beginning. So he chose Israel, and they call it adopted. He adopted them. So, but Jesus Christ is called a singular man. He's the only person who's called the only begotten of God. There's nobody else. and he was not adopted. He was called that from the beginning. So that's why I'll just point out to 16 because I want to close this one out and go where you said go. So just so we're on one accord, verse 16 it doesn't say Joseph begot Jesus. Before we move on, are we okay with that? Does it say Joseph begot Jesus here? Yes or no? Y'all still there?
Oh, I'm here. I
Yeah,
think he's
I'm
on.
here.
Okay, so it says that so we can move on to John 6:42. I just want to be on one accord because I don't want to leave here. Then we say it does say that. Verse 16. Do you see the words Joseph begot Jesus?
No.
Okay, so the brother who was talking, do you see it?
I think his name is Azan. I'm not sure how to say that.
Yeah. I just want to move on, but you give me sense that I don't want to move on, and then he says it says that, and we got to go all the way back to Matthew 1:16. I want to leave this completely and go somewhere different, but I want to be on one accord first.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, because trust me, when I used to be in my grandmother's church, when I pointed out certain things in the Bible, like no pork, they would just go quiet. You know, they wouldn't confess it. So now we have the same argument the week later. It's like, wait a minute, I thought we agreed, but they didn't. They never agreed. They just let me read it. They stayed silent like him, and
Yeah.
and I assume incorrectly that they were on one accord.
Mm-hmm.
My bad, brother.
Sis is with us. Seriously, she's with us.
My phone's tripping.
Yeah.
So
I want to move on from here, but I just want to establish we don't see Joseph begins, right?
It said you said we don't see it. No, we don't see it in this text.
Okay. Boom. So what the hell are we arguing for? Boom. What the hell are we arguing for? If you don't see it, you don't believe it. Okay? What are we arguing for? So the whole time we were arguing on make-believe. Were you guys making it there? Were you guys make believing is there? You know, goddamn well it wasn't there. So why did we do, what was that, 32 minutes? Why? 32 minutes. Wait, why are we over here? Let me share my screen again, because I was going to just leave it there and go to bed. But why are we over here now? Luke. Sent from God unto a city of Galilee named Nazareth, to a virgin, and the virgin's name was Mary. Just real to the bottom line. Okay, now, and this was told to her, in short, and behold, thou shalt conceive in thy womb and bring forth a son, and shalt call his name Jesus. Fine. 34, Mary is playing dumb. Or is she? She says, then said Mary unto the angel, how shall this be, seeing I know not a man? So Mary's playing dumb, like she don't know how babies are formed in the womb, or she is confused on how she's going to have a kid and she's a virgin. So one of those two is true. Okay, so now, just before I answer your question, verse 35, just know this. When an angel came to every woman in the Bible besides Mary, even early in this chapter, sister, every woman was barren. There's not one woman in the Bible that an angel came to and said, hey, you're going to have a baby, and they were fertile. They were all married, having sex, but barren, and most of them was old. Okay, so now the Most High chose them. He favored them to have a miraculous birth because the Most High made the birth happen. When the Most High makes something happen, it's going to be miraculous. It's not going to be humane. It's going to be inhumane or non-human. I want to say inhumane, but that's a bad word. But it's going to be non-human. It's going to be supernatural. Let's say that. So the Most High intervened on all these barren men, on all these barren women to perform a miraculous action, and that was to make them have kids. Because they couldn't have kids on their own. Mankind failed. They couldn't have kids. They needed a miraculous intervention, and the Most High made that happen. So now, when it comes to Mary, what is the miracle here? Just go home and have sex? What's the point? So that's why she answered like this. then how shall this be, seeing I know not a man? How are you gonna make me pregnant? I never had sex before. So now look at 35. He's not gonna say, well, just go to Joseph, because she's gonna say, well, what's the miracle then? You come to everybody else to give a miracle, but me, you just tell me go home to Joseph. Even my cousin Elizabeth was old and barren, and you open her womb, a miracle. But you come to me is just go have sex. No, this is gonna be a miracle as well. So verse 35, to answer your question, brother, this is it right here. The angel said unto you, not her, he's talking to you now. The Holy Ghost shall come upon Mary. That's one part. The second part is, and the power of the highest shall over. Yeah, I would say low key, but it's ain't even low. High key. Sis was with us. She was with us. Shadow her. So if those two things happen to Mary, therefore also that holy thing which shall be born of thee shall be called a God. So because Joseph had nothing to do with this, and this is all the Most High, her son shall be called the Son of God, not the son of Joseph. So that's how that happened, brother. It was a miraculous event, like he did other miracles with other women when he told them
So
about
what tribe is Jesus from?
So Jesus is from he's from Judah.
Oh,
yeah, he's from Judah. You said how?
He from the tribe of Judah.
Yeah. So that's why we were talking about. We could switch it to birth. We could switch it to tribe, but that's what we're talking about. The birth of Jesus Christ. The birth of Jesus Christ doesn't involve a man at all. It involves the Holy Spirit. And let me give you a passage. John. How is he a Judite? Okay. So what was your point with John 6? What was your Okay, so you see all these questions. So we go, and this is like a horrible way to have a discussion or even to have a debate, if you want to call it that. If there's a dispute, if the dispute is there's no virgin birth, and I'm saying there is, why are you asking me about a tribe, brother? Is the virgin birth true or not? What tribe is she, brother? I wouldn't care if she's from the tribe of Shabazz. I just want to know if the virgin birth is true or false. Okay. Now, if you want to, now after we settle that, that out, after we settle that one out, then we can talk about, hey, what tribe is Mary's from, or Jesus from? We could do that one. But the long-awaited debate is not about what tribe Jesus is from or Mary's from. The long-awaited debate is about, is the virgin birth true? You don't see debates on or video breakdowns debunking the tribe. You see video debunks and support on whether there's a virgin birth or not. So the tribe is irrelevant if the virgin birth is false. I guarantee you, if I cannot prove the virgin birth, they would not ask me what tribe anybody's from. They only asked the tribe because they're acknowledging the L. They took an L. Like a Ella, A, under my umbrella. They took that type of L. Umbrella, L, A. That's the L they took. This is why they switch it to what tribe people from, or how is this, how is that. At that point, they're a fan. They're a student. They're asking questions. I got you. I could answer it. Okay. But that's the ball game. So that's the ball game. So I highly, highly, highly doubt that anybody from Sicarii, especially I'm gonna say the top dogs. Well, we know Grilly, he ain't gonna sit down with me. We know that's a fact. Okay. That man tucked his tail in front of the world. All right, man. So let me get out of here. It's late enough. 3:15. I wanna Fabian thinks he's a scientist. He's a sci-fi-entist. He's a sci-fi-tist. Okay. So anyway, peace, and I'm gonna beat somebody down tomorrow.